Oh God, Don, what have you done this time? I'm surprised you're not being sued for trademark infringement. Hey friends, I'd really appreciate it if you would like, share, and sub, because sometimes love just ain't enough. Today we'll be talking about the Fair Use Act, otherwise known as Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. What this deals with is the fair use doctrine that is used for people who use copyright material with or without permission for educational purposes. By the end of this video, you'll have a better understanding of really going on behind the scenes with the whole debate going on right now with Don Henley and Rick Beato testifying before the Senate. Okay, so for those of you who don't know Don Henley was the lead singer for the Eagles, and he had a pretty extensive solo career in the 80s and early 90s. For those of you who don't know Rick Beato, he has a channel on YouTube, and it deals mainly with music theory. He has a series called What Makes This Song Great, and it's a series on form and analysis where he takes popular songs, takes them apart, and shows you what it is that makes a song what it is. And Rick Beato has a subscriber base of about 1.83 million subscribers as of the date of this recording. About the summer of 2018, YouTube was in for a big surprise because before that point, it was kind of the wild, wild west. Pretty much anybody could get away with uploading pretty much anything. So the music industry kind of caught up with the technology. So YouTube wound up paying a huge settlement to the major music labels, paid some fines. What they've implemented since then is Content ID system. So what happens is whenever a new video comes up to be published, the system automatically checks it, makes sure there's no copyrighted material in the video. If the video has copyrighted material in it, one of three things can happen. It can be taken down, you'll get a copyright notice, or you'll get a copyright strike up front. It just depends. And it doesn't take into account Section 107 of the Copyright Act. Okay, so just for a disclaimer, I am not an attorney, public entertainment, or business or otherwise. I'm just a YouTube musician who happens to also report relevant music-based news. What kind of dog do I have in this fight? I changed colleges back in the early 2000s. When I changed schools, I found that there was a songwriting class at this school, so I wound up taking the songwriting class and changed my music major focus to music theory. And every day, whenever we had songs that we were going to analyze, we were going to get lyric sheets and listen to full recordings in class, and then discuss and analyze the songs themselves. We always heard Section 107 of the Copyright Act.
Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976 states that notwithstanding provisions of 106 and 106A.
And what 106 refers to are exclusive rights of the copyright owner that include reproduction, derivative works, distribution, public performance, and public display.
The fair use of a copyrighted work for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, including multiple copies for classroom use, scholarship, or research is not an infringement of copyright. In determining whether the use made of a work in any particular case is a fair use, the factors to be considered shall include 1. The purpose and character of the use, including whether such use is of a commercial nature or is for non-profit educational purposes. 2. The nature of the copyrighted work. 3. The amount and substantiality of the portion used in relation to the copyrighted work as a whole. And 4. The effect of the use upon the potential market for or value of the copyrighted work. The fact that a work is unpublished shall not itself bar a finding of fair use if such finding is made upon consideration of above factors.
Okay, so recently when Rick Beato testified before the Senate about fair use, Brad the Guitologist, he had his 2 cents to add to, and I understand where Brad the Guitologist is coming from, because as a small YouTuber, this content ID system just automatically flagging content whether or not falls into fair use poses a challenge for smaller YouTubers that did not exist before. And it's also caused a lot of unintended consequences to come following that, including some of the changes that happened to COPA earlier in the year. So I can certainly understand a lot of Brad the Guitologist's frustrations with what's going on right now. However, I'm just assuming that there's legit reasons why maybe Rick Beato is not seeking monetization per se, but just wants to keep his videos up even if they're not being monetized, because for one thing, he's got other sources of revenue. Some of his other theory-based videos that don't have copyrighted material in them are monetized. You know, quite honestly, even if he was playing a song front to back for comment analysis in a classroom setting, he may or may not be entitled to that monetization anyway. So if you want to support your favorite YouTubers, all you have to do is hit the subscribe
Button and hit the notification bell and hit the like and share buttons and go to the Patreon page and buy merch.
Also, if we monetize those videos, it could open up an entire Pandora's box. I mean, can you imagine some retired band director out there somewhere get reimbursed for every time that their marching band played Eye of the Tiger, trying to track down all of his past and present band members to cut them royalty checks or their estate royalty checks if they're deceased? All the hoopla that would go into it. I mean, some things may be left alone. Maybe we'll find out in the long run. So if you enjoyed today's
video, if you got anything out of it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and share it with your friends.
and we'll see you next time. Take care.